Welcome to my lecture on trigonometric integrals. Today we're going to be going over how to integrate tangent to a power of x times secant to a power of x. And the case that we're going to consider is where the power of secant is an even number. So a power being like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. All of those are multiples of 2. Our strategy in this case is to save a factor of secant squared of x and to use the identity that secant squared of x is 1 plus tangent squared of x. Then we perform the u substitution, that u is tangent of x, and then we integrate. So let's see this in action. Okay. So here we have an even power of secant to the fourth. I'm going to save a factor of secant. So I'm going to have tangent to the fifth of x times secant squared of x times by secant squared of x. Okay. Now I'm going to use the identity. So I'm going to have tangent to the fifth of x, but now I'm going to replace secant by 1 plus tangent squared of x. And then we're going to multiply that by secant squared of x dx. So at this point, we should perform our u substitution. U is equal to tangent of x. And recall from calculus 1 that the derivative of tangent is going to be secant squared of x. So this tells me that du is secant squared of x dx. So that means this piece right here, I can replace that with du via this identity. Okay, so we go ahead and we have this will be u to the fifth times by 1 plus u squared. And now that secant squared times dx, that just becomes du. Okay, now we're ready to integrate. So we go ahead and integrate by foiling u to the fifth plus u to the seventh du. And we get 1/6 times u to the sixth plus 1/7 times u to, 1/8 times u to the eighth. And then we add our constant of integration. Now, I'd like our answer in terms of x, so we'll do tangent to the sixth of x plus 1/8 times this tangent to the eighth of x. I'll then add that constant of integration, and that's our answer. So recall, this is our general strategy. As long as the power of secant is even, save one factor of secant squared, use the identity secant squared of x equals 1 plus tangent squared, and then substitute u equals tangent of x. Your resulting integral, with a little bit of effort, should be entirely in terms of u, and you should now be able to integrate it with a little bit of work. Okay, thank you for joining.